Alright, Shalom. This is the Shalom. This is the GMS Plaintables camp. First and foremost, we like to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth. All right, and today I want to get into the topic of it's actually a civil war coming to pass, right? Because these Edomites. They're uncomfortable, right? These Edomites are starting to feel, what us Jake have been feeling, being under his slavery. All right, and brother, can you give me the scripture? Egyptians against Egyptians. All right. Yeah, so these Edomites basically are coming up with guns, right? Because after that Texas school shooting, which I'm sure everybody knows about already. All right, now the government wants to take away the guns, which the Edomites, the Edomites aren't going for that. So you read the scripture, brother?
Yeah, this Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, Khan. So, the Egyptians against the Egyptians, which, the Egyptians in the current time are the Edomites, right? Because the Edomites are the ones who were primarily in slavery under, all right? They're the ones who rule Babylon, right? All right, continue.
And the spear of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards.
Yeah, Khan. So, these Edomites are trying to find, an answer to this, going to the government, right? Going to false idols, witchcraft and whatnot. Or they're trying to figure out an answer as to, how they can get out of this.
Yeah, hitting up these doing these certain rituals to get, think that they can get, certain answers, from these, demons or whatever.
Yeah, Khan, and I did a lesson earlier this week about the brother, he sent an article in the group chat, and it was some Edomite pastor asking like, why did God allow this violence to happen? Well, that's actually in the Bible, right? If you were a prophet, the scriptures say the Lord he reveals his secrets unto his prophets, right? So if you are a true prophet of the Lord, you understand why we're in the situation that we're in today, right? With all this violence, we're in the last days, all right?
You had a black woman say that too. So why would their God allow his son to be beaten and killed?
Yeah, that's that worldly mindset. They think that
Say the same thing about their God. I think this is like an Egyptologist, conscious bitch. Say the same thing about whoever the fuck they believe in. You put your ass in slavery, took everything you ever had. And then you got Arabs and Edomites deciphering your culture to you. Put it and keep it 100.
Yeah, because it's because these people really don't believe, right? Eve, she really don't believe. Eve, really, every time she goes to a problem, she goes to the white man, right? She goes to the government, all right? So, was there any more on that scripture?
Yeah, it says verse 4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts.
Yeah, Khan, because in Jacob's trouble, all right, these Edomites are gonna go through that judgment, right? These Edomites depend on the sword, right? Which the sword isn't gonna do anything, during that time, because the Lord is the one who's gonna set up a specific judgment for every specific person. Can you get the scripture? A house divided.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you give me that scripture? If any other brothers got a scripture, you can.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah, Khan. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Right, so you see us right now, we're in that captivity, we're in a lower state. Now that Esau is starting to, feel that lower state, right? These gas prices going up, the so-called Constitution. Esau's kind of taking away people's rights. Esau isn't used to that, right? When Jake and the with the Jim Crow laws and whatnot, we're considered three-fifths of a person.
Yeah,
right?
And it's still in there. Hasn't been taken out.
Yeah, it hasn't been taken out. Now that these Edomites are starting to feel what Jake is feeling, they're not able to take that.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's coming where the elites are trying to do away with the Second Amendment, these gun laws.
Yeah, kind.
And that's why all these shootings are taking place. We know at the end of the day these are all set up, just for Esau to move further with his agenda.
Yeah, kind. Was there any more on that, brother?
Yeah. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Yeah, so he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So, Esau depends on his sword, his blessing, right? But, during that day, Esau would get destroyed by what? His own blessing, which would be those thermonuclear missiles, right? Them ICBM nuclear missiles.
By his own allies, too.
Kind, yeah, by his own allies, by his own people,
And,
right?
and Russia.
Yeah. Was there any more of that? Or? Okay.
Here is the patient in the faith of the saints.
Can you reread that, brother?
Yeah. Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience in the faith of the saints.
Yeah, here's the patience of the saints, which the saints are the Israelites, all right, mainly the elect, right? Because we're patient. We're patient on waiting for the Lord to come back, all right? We're patient at waiting for the Lord's salvation. We're not out here scavenging for guns, scavenging for all these, different things, right? While it's good to be circumspect and, be prepared, the main thing we focus on is Yakalba Page to, receive that mercy and that he can deliver us as well, right? That's good? All right, go ahead, brother.
This Matthew 12 and 25, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Yeah, Khan, and brother, can you look up that word desolation in the blue letters? Yeah, because a house that's against a house, that's against itself is going to fall. These Edomites are against their own government, right? So, if a kingdom is against itself, it's going to collapse, right? It's going to go down. So you got that definition?
Yes, the Greek word eremo. It says to make desolate, lay waste, to ruin, bring the desolation, to despoil one, to strip her of her treasures.
Yeah, Khan, and that's the fate of this kingdom, right? That's the fate of Babylon, all right? Babylon the Great, America, all right? So you can keep reading that with that scripture.
Yeah. It says verse 26, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Yeah, so how is his kingdom going to stand? If Satan is against Satan, which we know that Esau is a spiritual demon, Satan, right? So we understand that Esau going against himself, that needs to happen, is one of the things that needs to happen for this kingdom to be brought down. That's just one of the prophecies, right?
Yeah, and then it says in Second Esdras 15 or 16, it speaks about how basically the people is going to come up against the princes and kings. So that's prophecy, so that ties into that prophecy as well. So that means that Esau is going to come up against his own princes and kings, which are presidents or senators, whatever.
Yeah, Khan, and I was watching a video that one of the brothers posted. It was some Edomite, and it was like, yeah, we're not going against our black brothers, our Asian brothers. Nah, we're going straight towards the government, basically. We're going straight basically going straight to the White House, straight to the president, right? It's because these Edomites are fed up, right? These Edomites aren't used to living like this, all right?
Yeah, now we're in a time where the curses are starting to flip on Esau. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe it says that in Deuteronomy how basically the curse will come upon our enemies.
Yeah, kind.
That's prophecy.
Any more on that scripture, brother?
No, that was it.
You got any more scriptures?
I had a precept that was dealing with what you was talking about earlier.
Yeah, you can bring it up. Yeah.
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Yeah, Khan. So who the Lord love, he chasteneth, right? So, us going through this punishment, us going through, the slavery that we're going through, all right, that's the Lord chastening us because we went off, right? The Lord is putting us in this estate in order for us to come back to the Lord, right? That's what it's written, all right? That's how the Lord made it, so we can come back to our true heritage, come back to the Bible, come back to the Word, right? Come back to Yakalba Page in order to be saved.
Yeah, I got a precept on that. So.
All right, come.
Yeah, just wait. Did you just read? What did you just read?
I read Hebrews 12 and 6.
All right, come. This Brute 4 and 6. You were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because he moved the Most High to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Yeah, Khan. We're not here because the Most High does not care about us. We're here because of the opposite. All right, because the Lord, basically, so the Lord can teach us a lesson, right? All right, obviously we're gonna have 2/3 of our people who's not gonna learn from this captivity, which is the reason they will get destroyed. All right, but at the end of the day, the Lord is seeking for his elect, right? And that's why we come out in the highways and byways, right? Because the Lord set us up to preach to the word, so it can come to the ears of the elect, so they can come back, all right, come back to the truth.
For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High.
Yeah, these people are sacrificing unto false idols, Cesare Borgia, all right, Allah, all right, people want to be Muslim, go to Buddhism, Islam, which, that's completely off, man. All right, if you don't understand that, the Bible is the true word at this point, then, I really don't know what to tell you. All right, because, the Bible is goes into that prophecy. All right, the Quran doesn't go into prophecy. All the prophecies that you're seeing today, all right, that's explained in the Bible. All right, the Lord set it up this way. Any more on that?
Yeah. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you.
Yeah, so these people forgot about the Lord, right? These people don't know who their true power is. They don't know who Yakalba truly is. All right, these people go to plantation Christianity. These people go to these black churches. All right, these listening to these Edomite devils. All right, these people don't know who they truly are. They think they're black. All right, these people might think they're Moors. All right, different things. They think they come from ancient Kemet. All right, these people don't know their true heritage. All right.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Lord, he got his men out here, preaching, teaching the word. So it's no excuse for you Jakes saying that, oh, well, I don't really know who the Most High is, because hey, you got the brothers out here, you got brothers making lessons, posting them on the internet. Hey man, the Lord got his prophets posting videos, man, every day, man, going out on the internet. So it's no excuse for you Jakes trying to say, I just don't know what to do. Because hey, the council is right here, and it's hot right now. The Lord still has his gates of mercy open.
Yeah, the Lord has his gates of mercy open. It's the saying in the world, come get it while it's hot, right? And you better come get it before the doors is closed, because once it's too late, it's no coming back. Once it's too late, the prophet's gonna be laughing at you, because you should have came back and went to this word, right? Instead of just being in the world, all right, trusting in Esau, all right, trusting in your riches, trusting in the sword, right?
Yeah, we can bring out Proverbs 1 as well.
Go ahead, brother.
And another thing is, hold on, I got a precept actually. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Times, you know, so we're gonna be above all nations. We're gonna rule above all nations. All right.
No, read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 37. My fault. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Kind. So, Salakia. So yeah, all the nations, they hate us, right? We're looked at as you know, below as the least of all nations. You know, these nations, you know, they like to come in, you know, these Jake neighborhoods and run up these shops, all right, these smoke shops, these liquor stores, right? Not to help us, but to bring us down in a lower estate, right?
Yeah, they don't care. They're just selling what they think is gonna make them money.
Yeah, exactly. And then what Esau is putting all these byword upon us, like what you know, black. Because if you go into the definition of black, man, all it means is negative and void of life. So what?
I actually got the definition right here.
Oh yeah, black. Yeah, you can go ahead and get that, brother.
Right here, this is the Google definition, Oxford Languages. A very darkness color owing to absence of or complete absorption of light, the opposite of white. You know?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that's what Esau, he created, like, you know, this social construct, you know, basically making himself look like white, because he knows that the true definition of white basically means, you know, you got that light on you. You know, that's why the scriptures talks about the white garments symbolizing, you know, you having, you know, the full truth, basically. And what? That's why Esau likes to tie in this black, you know, this black construct on us, so he can make us look like we're the negative people, you know, the inferior people. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Another thing is, it's like, what do they associate with black? They associate with black with negativity. They associate with black something that's dim. Like when you go into, you got a saying called dimwit. Like, this dude is a dimwit. Somebody that's not intelligent. Somebody that's real smart.
Yeah.
That's
Black-hearted.
smart.
Right.
Yeah, black-hearted.
They're not referring to the skin color per se. They're referring to character.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why there's, you know, black has that certain stigma about it, you know, like a black cat, you know, it's bad luck, you know, or whatever.
Or like black magic, you know, witchcraft, you know.
Yeah. So Esau know what he's doing, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
That's why when you look on the news or the media and stuff like that, and they portray the so-called black man as being the criminals and the drug dealers, everything that's negative, you think of something they call us black men, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, since black is associated with things that are negative, it should only make sense that he would be a criminal, he would be a thug, he would be a drug dealer.
Yeah, which, you know, we know that Esau really set it up that way, you know, putting these certain drugs in Jake neighborhoods, right? You know, putting Jake in these ghettos, right, where they put them in a position to do all this wickedness, to do all this crime, right?
Yeah, because, hey, like, you know, to make crack, man, you gotta do extensive research to, you know, really find out how to make that. So we know Esau's the one, you know, who did that, and then he put in these Jake neighborhoods. Yeah. Because Jake can't really, you know, just do that.
Yeah, Jake don't have access to all that technology that Esau has. You know, Esau has technology that nobody even knows about, right? They keep it top secret, right?
Yeah, you go to any Chinese store, any Chinese restaurant in the hood, what do you see? Bulletproof windows.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Crown fried chicken, there's bulletproof windows. Because they got a negative perception of our people.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's a scripture, but brother, I think it might be Zechariah 1:15. It's like the nations forwarded your affliction, roughly paraphrasing.
Zechariah 1:5.
Zechariah 1:5. I get that scripture.
15.
15. Yeah, Zechariah 1:15. Yeah, go ahead.
Zechariah 1:15, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they help for the affliction.
Yeah, they helped forwarded our affliction. So, basically, they kicked us while we was down, right? They coming into these certain neighborhoods, right? And just to capitalize off us, right? They don't view us as, their friend. You come into there, they try to act like you guys is cool, buddy, this and that, but really they hate you, man. All right? These other nations, they despise us, right? So, can you reread that one more time, brother?
Zechariah 1:15, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease.
Yeah, so the Lord is displeased with the heathen, and that's another cut, because people think that any nation can be saved, right? The Lord is displeased with the heathen, right? So the Lord is only dealing with Israel, mainly the elect, but the Lord is dealing with the whole nation, because the 2/3 will be brought back through the loins, all right, of the elect in the kingdom, all right? And
yeah, and then they put in a quick point, man, like to read again. It says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. Yeah, the heathen, they drunk that cup of Esau, man. So they got his benefits. They got their countries are richer now, because hey, they drunk that cup of Esau. So now they're at ease, and they're not really doing nothing. They're doing nothing, man, to help us, the Israelites as a people. So
yeah, well, they're not supposed to either,
yeah, kind.
They have their own nation, their own culture. That's why when we get into the kingdom, we ain't gonna do nothing to help them. They're gonna be in slavery.
Yeah, in the kingdom,
Servants.
in the kingdom, we're gonna do to them what they did to us.
Yeah.
Right.
And it says in the scriptures, we're gonna rule with a rod of iron, man. So what do you think that means? We're not gonna hold back at all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can you get
Obadiah
1 and 15? Yeah, Obadiah 1 and 15. Yeah. So, they wanna use Jake, every nation, Esau, Elam, all right, Ammon, Moab, all right, they all use Jake for to help them in some sort of way, whether it's money wise or anything, right? Because they know that they can make a big buck off of Jake's labor, all right, off of Jake's affliction, all right, off of Jake's slavery, all right, and while we are primarily enslaved by Esau, these other nations come in and kick us while we're down as well, all right? So you can read that, brother.
Yeah, this Obadiah 1 and 15, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
Yeah, the day of the Lord is coming upon all the heathen, right? So, these heathen, your time is going to be up soon, and you're going to be under the Israelites, all right? You're going to be under the rulership of the Israelites, which that's going to be a righteous rule, right? When we're in rulership, when Esau's in rulership, nobody's really happy. But when the righteous are in rulership, all right, the Israel, all right, the elect of Israel, all right, all the nations are going to rejoice, because that's truly how everything is supposed to be, right? This world is so out of order, and that's the reason why, this kingdom is so messed up, because first of all, we're the ones who's supposed to be in rulership, right? We're above all heathen nations, right? And also, these women are out of order, right? Everything. You got homosexuals running around and whatnot. Everything is out of order. That's the reason why this kingdom has so much confusion, right? It's so wicked, right? Did you have a point, brother?
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's why when you look at what King Solomon's, rulership, the whole earth was at peace, man, during that time. You had other nations, kings and queens coming on to King Solomon to inquire of his wisdom. Now, like, hey, like the elites, they're in rulership, but no one really knows about them. Like it says in scriptures, whenever a wicked man ruleth, like hideth, like he hideth, basically paraphrasing. That's what the elites do. So, why don't we keep on reading now?
Yeah, you can keep on reading.
Let me start over. It says, Obadiah 1 and 15, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
Yeah, so what they did to us is going to happen to the heathen. All right, they put us in slavery. All right, now they're going to be in slavery. It's their turn, right? But this time, it's going to be a righteous form of slavery. These heathen, all right, they don't know how to correctly rule a kingdom. All right, they rule it in wickedness, right? you know, but the Israelites, you know, under Yakalba Page, you know, ruling in the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yakalba Page, you know, the world is going to be at peace. All right, everybody's going to rejoice under our rulership. All right.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that, you know, just a righteous rulership is going to be, you know, all nice and friendly. Nah, man. Because one, the scriptures.
It's going to be a kingdom, not a democracy.
Exactly. Yeah. So what? In the scriptures, it speaks about, you know, doing certain things are righteousness. You know, like putting someone to death or committing adultery. You know, that's righteousness right there. Now people think, oh, you know, you're killing somebody. You know, that's bad. That's you know, that's not something you're supposed to do. But hey, point is, man, the righteous rulership is gonna be, you know, with righteous judgment as well. You know.
Yeah, kind. It's like, you know, it's like the mindset of these women. You know, when you say that you want a submissive woman, they view it as negative, right? They view it as, oh, you know, this and that, that's really the best way to do it, all right? Because it's an order to these things. Really, if you're a submissive woman, you're more happy than a woman who's trying to act masculine, all right? Trying to be above the man, right? Trying to hold the pants in a relationship, right? Because really, a woman doesn't know how to rule, right?
Yeah, when people say that it's wrong to kill, it's actually wrong to murder. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go into the definition of murder, it means the unlawful, premeditated killing of one human being by another.
Yeah, you know, the unlawful, right? You know, when a person is murdered, all right, he's murdered out of you know, any reason, right? But if someone is killed, all right,
yeah,
maybe he's breaking a certain law, you know, committing adultery, all right, which is really what's supposed to happen. All right, if you commit adultery, you're supposed to get put to death. But nowadays, in this kingdom, it's like adultery, like, okay, it's like lawful. Nothing happens if you commit adultery. It's completely okay to commit adultery in this kingdom.
Yeah, like yeah, like you got a lot of you know, witches out here who do witchcraft. Hey, like, you know, those same people are supposed to be put to death as well. You know.
Yeah, you know, witchcraft. You know, following these false idols. All right. You know, these women, you know, going around, you know, doing whatever they please, all right, uncovered, all right. You know, that's not, you know, that's not what's supposed to be going on, all right. So, is there any more on that?
Yeah.
Scripture you got, brother?
It says, "As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head."
Yeah.
Speak about the heathen.
Yeah, you know, that scripture explains itself, right? You know, what happened to us is going to happen to you, all right? But really, you know, we're gonna rule with that rod of iron, right?
Yeah. And then, hey, you can't forget the scripture says, "Render unto him double." You know, speaking about Esau. So
double.
Everything you've done unto us, you know, you're gonna receive a double, man, in the kingdom. But which exclusion of, you know, we're not gonna be committing adultery, you know, committing homosexual acts like you Edomites did. You know, we're gonna have a righteous rulership. You know, don't forget that.
Yeah, a righteous rulership. So, yeah, brother, you got a scripture?
Yeah, Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Can you reread that scripture, brother?
Yeah, Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Yeah, you know, Jake, all right, you know, we're not gonna be suffering in the kingdom how we are, you know, in under Esau's kingdom, right? You know, Jake is gonna be the rulers, kings, all right, princes.
Speaking about the witch, like, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Like, yeah, like basically, man, you shouldn't suffer a witch to live. So, you know, you got a lot of witches out here, man, you know, who do sorceries, witchcraft, and, you know, you got certain people who seek these witches, man, you know, like there's some, you know, like they're gonna give them the answer they need. It's really in the scriptures, man. You're supposed to, I think what you're supposed to do to a witch is, you have to like burn them on fire. You know, that's how you judge a witch. You know, put them to death. You know? Hey, you got a lot of witches out here, man. You know, who be doing certain thing, like witchcraft. And how come Esau doesn't set up his you know, his court system to judge these witches out here? You know, he be doing you know, witchcraft and stuff, you know, sorceries and all that.
Yeah, you know, these witches be doing that, you know, that fortune teller madness, right? You know, you go into a certain place, you know, you ask like, oh, what's gonna happen to me in the next 10 years, 20 years? Or you got other demons who try to contact spirits of the dead, right? You know, try
you know, as the heathen out here, you know, drunk upon you know, the Lord's holy mountain, you know, which is his children, you know, children of Israel, you know, the Lord's gonna basically put it back onto you, you know.
Yeah.
He's gonna make you whatever, you know, benefits you reaped off of us, you know, and then what you did, you know, a whole bunch of stuff, you know, like, you know, use us, you know, kill us. The Lord's gonna bring the same thing upon you, man. So,
and yeah, that's right. Each nation, you know, every nation has used us in order to, you know, build their own kingdom, all right, to make a decent living in this world, all right. So that's why, you know, we're gonna come back, and all these nations are gonna play a part in our kingdom, which is gonna be the ultimate kingdom, right?
So reading on. But upon verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall there be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Yeah. So, you know, we're gonna, you know, everything in the earth is gonna be ours, right? You know, we're gonna you know, we're gonna have all the riches, right? You know, we're gonna have the throne, all right? Any more to that, brother?
I got one you said.
Y'all piece it?
Yeah, you said it earlier. So, y'all about to make
That's all. You got it.
Is you're saying something about the kingdom, witchcraft. This one says Revelation 21 and 27, and there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, and into the kingdom. So witchcraft is a part of something. That's one of the things that's not going to enter into the kingdom.
Yeah.
Says, let me read one more time. It says, Revelation 21 and 27, and there shall no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie.
Yeah, you know, witchcraft, you know, that's abomination, you know, and a lot of these women, you know, they rely heavily onto witchcraft, you know, trying to put love spells, all right, trying to do these different potions, all right, you know, going to graves, doing madness, right? You know, that's none of that type of stuff is going to take place in the kingdom, right? It's going to be a righteous order, all right?
Yeah. It's certainly not going to exist in the capacity as it does in this kingdom. That's for sure.
Yeah, and then, you know, anytime you see, you know, you heathen, you know, trying to go behind back doors, you know, try to do witchcraft, hey, man, we're going to know, because what? The Lord's going to give us spiritual power. You know, we're going to have, you know, basically, you know, we're gonna know, you know, every time, you know, these heathen are going off, man, and that's when we, you know, judge you.
Yeah, you know the wickedness isn't gonna come to a point where it's like in this kingdom. You know, it'll never get like that, because we're gonna have, you know, the righteous laws. All right, you know, everybody is gonna be under the law of, you know, the Bible.
Yeah, they're gonna be under that righteous vibration of the commandments, under the rulership of the Israelites, beginning with Yahushua.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's going to be executed speedily.
Exactly.
But the Bible says it's not executed speedily now.
Right, exactly.
So it's going to be executed speedily when we
right.
in the kingdom, because they're going, you know, they're not perfect. So
exactly.
they're going to basically be the new niggas.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. In the kingdom, you know, someone commits adultery or someone, you know, commits a murder. It's not going to be a trial 2 years from then. No, it's going to be dealt with right there and then,
immediately,
right? Righteously, right?
Yeah, and then, I was going to say, you know, the difference is that we're going to have, you know, the Israelites, they're going to have that law, statutes, and commandments written inside, you know, their heart. I mean, their heart, you know, their mind.
Yeah.
You know, you heathen, you know, you're going to be in the flesh still. So, you know, you're going to go off. You're going to be tempted still, you know. So
yeah, we ain't going to be tempted. Yeah. They still going to be.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to get them
have the defect in them.
Yeah, we're going to get them spiritual bodies, them perfect bodies.
Stony heart. They're going to have a stony. Well, they got the stony heart now. They're going to have
in
the kingdom, but they're going to be more organized.
Right.
Because we're going to be, you know, the gods over them.
Quick precept for you, brothers. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7. And it says, "And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." And that's just to back up the brother's point about the heathen nations becoming the new niggas, right?
Yeah,
That's what that means. They're going to be in a very lower state. Right now, they're very exalted. You know? Exactly. That's my next precept. they're gonna become that astonishment, that proverb, that byword, you know, because they're gonna be in a lesser state.
That's right. And you know, yeah.
Hey man, and I won't be surprised if, you know, the Lord have it where, you know, for all these Edomites who are left, you know, after the destruction, you know, in these other countries, I won't be surprised, you know, if the Lord have it where these, you know, these Edomites be delivered, you know, slave ships, you know, to Israel, you know, as we are delivered unto the Americas in slave ships.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, when we was on them slave ships, you know, it was inhumane, right? You know, they had us sleeping with our own, you know, feces and piss and shit, and had us scrunched up and all the way in the bottom of the ship, man. Hey, these Edomites got a lot to pay for, man.
Tight packing, I think they call it, something like that.
Tight
Yeah. Throwing us overboard like we was trash, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Santo Dominicans, like the names of them, like Santo Domingo. Where's the capital?
Saint Sunday.
Dominican. Yeah, all of the priests and the Dominican, that's a religious order. They had to force the natives there, which is the tribe of Simeon, to convert to Christianity.
Yeah.
So they went through horrific torture to get them to convert.
Yeah, that's right. You know, they beat our heritage out of us, right? You know, they made us, you know, forget who we were as a people.
Yeah, those French Edomites.
Language.
Yeah, and actually our great grandma, man, she's like completely through, man. You know, she's like a Catholic, and then she like the whole day, man, she be saying, you know, that Santa Maria prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole
Chanting
day,
it like a zombie, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's one of the curses that came upon that where you had Simeon, which is the so-called Dominicans, and then you have Levi.
Oh, yeah.
Levi. They should hate one another.
And they hate one another. Yeah. And that's not going to persist in the kingdom. Right now, it persists because we're under the curses. But these curses are going to pursue our enemies. You know, so the Lord going to deliver us out of that mental, you know, captivity that we're in, to hate our brother. You know.
Yeah.
We're gonna utilize that compassion, because Jake has a natural compassion, but there's an enmity between the tribes right now. That's what the breaches are all about. You know, we're one nation, but we all have that division amongst ourselves. But that's why, you know, we have that sign, and really what's gonna bind us back together is the truth, is the word, to really the elect, you know, the elect.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's in Ezekiel 37.
You got the Haitians, they practice voodoo, and like y'all brother said, Simeon, you know, that's that discovering the secret when you go into the scriptures.
Yeah, they do it together. They have
Right.
They have differences, but they have
Yeah.
similarities.
What
too.
I seen-
There's a mixture.
Yeah. I seen at my job, you had this individual, I forget his name, but he spoke Spanish, but he also spoke Creole. But I thought he was a Simeonite, but I noticed that the other Simeonites would treat him differently. They be talking shit behind his back, be like, yo, why y'all talking bad about this guy? He over here pulling, you know, he over here doing what he gotta do. It's like, that, you know, that's something wrong with that guy. Like, well, what's wrong with him? Right? And they just be like waving their hand and talking shit. So I found out that he's actually a so-called Haitian. He's actually a Levite, you know? But they live on the same island. He came from the same place, you know? Same place virtually.
He might have a great grandmother that's
Right.
Dominican.
Yep.
On both sides, you have mixtures among the Loyal and Simeon.
Right? You know, the Simeonite brothers that were talking shit with the same complexion. He spoke Spanish. They, you know what I mean? But that's how, you know, that them curses are real, man.
Yeah, it's true.
And the things that were gonna befall Israel in the latter days is exemplified, you know, not only through personal testimony, but you just see it. You see that division amongst the tribes. But that's a personal account. I never knew why they gave this guy such a hard time. I always thought he was a Simeonite. Somebody told me, oh no, he's not Dominican. And that's when I realized, oh shit, that's that division between Simeon and Levi right there, man.
And then who knows, like those Simeonites, they probably asked him, oh, so where you from? Like thinking that he's Dominican. Once he say he's Haitian, man, you know, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, my mom, you know, she's a Simeonite as well. You know, I remember I used to be dealing with like some a Levite woman. You know, she used to come around sometimes, and she had a little bit of, you know, that stereotypical you know, oh, Haitians is this, they dirty, this and that, this and that.
I experienced it with Issachar too. I was in my car, somebody gave me a mix CD, right? And I'm listening to the mix CD, and he comes over, he literally reaches into my window, and this nigga puts the volume down. I said, man, stop listening to that shit. I said, what shit? He goes, that Mexican shit. I said, it's the same shit. It's fucking reggaeton, man. What you mean? Stop listening to that shit.
He's Puerto Rican?
Yeah. Yeah, he's Ephraim-ite. He goes, listen to your own people's music. Like, this is my people, man. But again, that's again part
Puerto
of that.
Ricans and Mexicans,
That's part of that that division, boy.
Yeah, and you know, people, they get so offended sometimes.
I see Issachar, I'd be like, hey, ¿qué pasó, carnal? They'd be like, how do you know that? ¿Qué onda, way?
Yeah.
Judah beef with everybody.
Yeah, and like
Judah don't have no allies.
Yeah. And then that's the thing, because all the tribes have a big envy towards Judah. Remember, Judah was going to be the head tribe. And all the tribes, no matter, each tribe got their own distinct, unique personality traits, but by and large, they all follow in the footsteps of Judah. That's the reality, because Judah's the head tribe. Our Lord sprang out of the tribe of Judah.
You go to Africa.
Judah top dog on this planet, man. And Jake gotta just accept that.
You go to Africa and you see these African women with weave in their hair. Like, why the hell do they have weave? There's no reason that somebody from Nigeria, from Angola, from Ethiopia should have weave. There's no reason they should have weave in their hair. That's a direct import from the American black man.
Right. Yeah.
From American Judite.
And it's weird, man, because, you know, you be seeing some of these women how, you know, they got nice,
Some
real.
Mexicans too,
Yeah, exactly, man. I was gonna say, you got some, you know, you got like some women, like some Jake women, you know, they got nice, long, real hair, but they be still putting weave and braising it.
Yeah,
Shit.
because they too lazy to do
Export.
their hair every day. You know,
Yeah,
they be like, oh, I
yeah.
could just keep this in for 2 months, 2 months.
Yeah,
No, I don't feel like washing.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
waking
Apparently,
up.
Laziness.
yeah.
with having, you know, they only have their head covered because they don't want to do their hair that
Yeah,
day.
and then
That's
it's weird,
a
like,
curse.
you know,
That's a
I see some women, you know, they got weave in their hair, you know, and then like at the same time, you know, they're covering their head, you know, calling themselves Israelites, but they got weave under, you know, that covering. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's that scriptures where it talks about the woman. You know, instead of beauty and pleasant smell, you got burning and stink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's God.
Yeah, man. And that weed be smelling horrendous. And they want to put a hot iron to that shit.
Yeah, you see
Ain't
'em-
washing it. That's
You ever
shit
see a
stink.
black woman doing this? I saw a
Yeah,
woman
yeah.
doing this for like a whole mile in front of me, standing in the car while I was driving.
Yeah.
Like, and I couldn't even see her face, but I knew it was a black woman.
Right.
Couldn't see her face or nothing. But one reason you keep doing this, patting top of your head, is so you won't scratch it and fuck the braids up or whatever.
Right.
That's you braid the
Right. They
weave
have the
into the
interweave
hair.
and interwoven
So
it
if
to
you
the
scratch it, you're gonna
scalp,
fuck it up. So what they do, what the black woman does, she keeps patting her head. So if you see a black woman patting her head, she's not doing like a sign thing. It's because she don't want to scratch it.
And if you smell like something that's kind of hot and burning at the same time, that damn woman got a damn weave on, man. Too many encounters where, you know, brother be doing Uber and Lyft, and that shit be unbearable, man.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a damn shame. I'm not saying it to make fun. It's a damn shame, but
Getting them
But
perms,
they
all
put
them
fucking
chemicals.
glue. It's disgusting.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
So like, I know, brother. You said you had something real quick.
Yeah. Deuteronomy. Hold on. Let me find the scriptures. Pardon me. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother,
Take it away.
and towards the
Oh yeah. Can you read that, brother?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Yeah, that's right. Like the point we was going into before, you know, Jake is hates their own brother, right? You got a lot of Jake, all right. You know they say you know, Judah, all right. You know, he's jealous towards his own brother, right? You got you know, committing adultery against their own brother just to try to, you know, get one up on them or whatever the case may be. You know, like the brother said, you know, the Haitians and Dominicans, they don't get along. You know, you come up to a Puerto Rican dude, you might think like, oh, are you a Mexican? You get so like offended over that because it's like, how
You can
could you
tell
say
the difference, but
you could, yeah.
But yeah, if you do mistake Ephraimite for a Mexican, he gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah, which people don't realize. You know, we're all the same tribe, right?
Philly, you shouldn't really, that shouldn't be a mistake. Maybe
No.
in another area.
Yeah. we're
When
on
I
the
grew
same
up, I
nation.
grew around predominantly Edomites. They used to do that shit to me all the time. So what are you, Mexican? What are you, Mexican? Now, but obviously I was in a total state of ignorance, you know? There were certain things that, it wasn't until I came into the faith that I started to really understand how deep that enmity goes between the tribes, you know? Because I hadn't really experienced it up, you know, firsthand. And if I did, it was really isolated incidences just because of where I grew up. You know, brothers come from all types of different backgrounds. You know, I mainly came from the country. You know, I have my suspicions as to why my dad did that. You know, and that's the problem with the tribes. We all trying to be like this fucking Edomite, man. You know, trying to blend in.
Less competition.
Trying to blend in.
Among the nation.
You know,
Yeah.
trying to blend in, trying to be like them. You know, grow up American. And it's funny when. You know, the different Latin tribes, Spanish tribes, you know, Northern Kingdom, right? They want to try to talk Spanish. I'll tell them, like, I don't know really Spanish all that well, man. You know, habla un poquito, you know, español, you know, and they'll start to talk in English and say, oh, my son and my daughter's the same way. They don't want to learn. I try to teach, they don't want to know. Like, well, my father never taught me, he goes, it's okay, because they don't even want to learn. But neither one of these languages are our own. But again, you know, our people are stuck on that American way. That Edomite philosophy, that's the way, that's the, you know, the way you're supposed to carry yourself, the way you're supposed to conduct yourself. You know, they're falling after the way of the enemy.
Yeah, and then it's weird because, you know, for the most part, man, Jake be more nasty, man, you know, than to you compared, you know, but like Esau, like the heathen. And that's just a curse, you know? That's just one of the curses.
Right.
People will be, you know, like the, what did it say? Like, the eyes should be against one another.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's why, man, I feel like, you know, Jake be real nasty, you know, to you compared, you know, like the heathen.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Jake moved to you know, suburbs where it's like primarily Edomite, so they get a nice little PhD and whatnot, and they just try to.
Yeah,
They think they're all overall Jakes.
Yeah, and to be honest, man, if you live in the suburbs, you're probably gonna have, you know, for the most part, you know, more peace compared, you know, living deep down the ghetto and the hoods, man. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you. Actually, the hair thing was going back to that comes from Egypt. For the Egyptians, they shave all their hair off.
Yeah.
And put wigs on. You know, they don't know that's why they're doing it, but that's a spirit that came from Egypt.
That's right.
They think they're trying to be like the white woman, or whatever, but which is true. But the Edomite woman, but that wearing the wig and the weave and all that comes from Egypt.
That's right.
And we're not Egyptian.
Yeah.
Came from West Africa. Judah, Benjamin, Levi came from West Africa. All right. I got the Mingo scripture among the nations.
God.
Did we finish reading what you had to read?
No, not yet. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man is tender among you and very delicate. His eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
Yeah, you know, that sums it up. You know, hey, you know, Jake, you know, has that animosity towards his brother. All right, so
I appreciate it.
yeah, kind of.
Deuteronomy 28:64, same chapter, different verse. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even to the other. All right.
Yeah, so you know, we're scattered among all, you know, among all nations, right? So you know, you may go have a certain jealousy towards a certain person. You might think like, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, you're a Mexican, but little do you know he actually could be from the same tribe that you're from, because we're scattered around all the nations.
Yeah.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Yeah, that's right. You know, you think you're better than one Jake, right? But we're all serving the same type of captivity. We're all in the same boat, so to speak.
And those are the two primary religions that Jake falls, okay, to worship. Wood representing, modern day Christianity, which is based off of Roman Catholicism.
Right.
Stone, you got, our people want to be, Muslims.
Yeah, exactly.
Muslims. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that, like what the brother just said, that's one of the curses that, we'll be scattered amongst these other nations, put into slavery, and then, we'll basically mingle among, the heathen, and then, we'll start worshiping their gods,
Right.
their false gods.
Right. That's why the prophet was manifest.
Yeah.
So the Lord could gather his elect. not everybody.
Nope.
Just the elect.
Right.
So when the elect hear it, even if they deep into Islam or deep into Christianity, if they hear the word, they'll automatically be drawn to it.
Right.
It don't matter if they've been doing it for 40 years. If they're above the elect, their ears gonna tingle, as the scriptures say.
Yeah, that's right. It don't matter what religion they're in, what part of the world they're in. You know, if they feel, and you know, if they feeling it in the spirit, right? You know, they're gonna be attracted towards the word, right?
That's right.
Right? You gotta go beyond logic. You gotta be deeply rooted.
Right.
All right, you gotta be emotional about it.
Right.
All right, and then that's
Right.
what's gonna pull your whole mind and conscience toward it. I got one more verse. It says, "And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shalt thou soul thy foot have rest. But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of the eyes, and sorrow of mind."
Yeah, you know,
We had a different experience, you know, growing up as Israelites, right?
yeah, that's right. You
Then
know, we're
for
not.
contrasting to Edomite, Esau.
Yeah, you know, this isn't our rest. You know, Jake trying to, you know, build a kingdom over here. This isn't our rest, right? You know, it don't matter if you're a Jake with the most money or you're the Jake with the, you know, the least amount of money. We still go through all the curses. We're still under that slavery.
Yeah, it's like you got a lot of Jake, you know, trying to give so much energy into, you know, having, you know, such a big status, you know, in, you know, estate, you know, in Babylon, which really, hey, you know, of course we got to work at the end of the day. But you got to remember, man, like, this is our captivity, you know, this is our rest.
Right? I mean, you putting all the effort into the world, you gotta understand that when all that shit fails, you're gonna look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and it says how, you know, all the elements shall burn, so everything you try to reap up in Babylon, hey, at the end of the day, it's gonna burn, man. You know, it's all gonna be waste and desolation.
Right? Yeah, it's gonna become desolation, waste, and you'll be running, scrambling for help. And then the people that had the truth gonna look at you with a fucked up eye and wonder whether you serious. I mean, a lot of you guys, people gonna get turned away when the Lord actually pronounces judgment on you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You know, you won't even, you know, a lot of people are not even going to be able to find the prophets during that day. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to be looking for us, you know. They're going to be looking for Bibles, all right? They're going to be looking for all these different things to try and figure out what's going on, but it's too late, all right? You know, the scriptures say, you know, your destruction will come as a whirlwind, right? So that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta search for it. I remember I was searching for it. When I
That's
was
cool.
a very young man. I was searching for some of my old teachers, and I couldn't find them. You know, then I found the others on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
but YouTube was, the internet was used to help spread the word. So nobody has an excuse not to understand
Psalms 19
the
and 1.
basics. All right, get where in the Apocrypha it says that we shall all see together. We shall all see together.
Okay.
I just had that verse. Is that Ecclesiastes?
I'm not sure. I'll look
4, 2.
into it. But a good one that you just basically said was Psalms 19, where it says that our line shall go out throughout all the ends of the world, and day unto day utter a speech, and night, and there's no place where their speech hasn't been heard. And that was only made possible through the internet, the
Yeah.
unicorn.
Yeah. And
Because this Salakia, brother, but this word is literally accessible at any time of the day throughout the entire world, you know, virtually.
Yeah, the scripture said, "Blessed is he that watches at my gate." You know, so
Yeah.
for them who are,
Open the door.
yeah, constantly, you know, what's the word I want to use? You know, focus on the truth. You know,
Well, just to back up what this brother's point was, when we read the curse about and they shall worship wood and stone, most of us, I won't say all of us, but most of us came out of one of those two religions or one of those two belief systems. It was either some form of Christianity, okay, some form of modern day plantation Christianity, I'll say it like that, or Islam, okay? As a matter of fact, I was introduced, okay, by a brother who was into Islam. That's what he was pursuing before he heard about the apostles. And, you know, I was still kind of on the church thing, but not so much. And I was pulling more and more and more away from it before eventually the Lord, you know, woke me up to who the true men are, you know? And that's when that foundation started to begin to be laid. Because basically each brother had a certain degree of faith, right? Because faith cometh by hearing. We had to get reignited. That's why the scriptures say that your pure mind shall be stirred up by way of remembrance. So you had to hear what you were, you know, basically told in the previous life, because there were certain things that we got in the previous life. Everything is predestinated. So it was only a matter of time, okay, for those who were going to be called into this thing, where they were going to awake out of that deep sleep that they were in. And a lot of us came out of either one of those two religions because there was something within us that knew that there was something wrong with the world, and we wanted to know what the truth was. We didn't know what the truth was, but there was a pursuit of that truth within us, no matter what we were doing. There was something there, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Jake got that zeal,
That zeal, right.
Jake be diving into these different religions. I'm sure a lot of brothers, before they came into the faith, really they just wanted to know what the truth was. Like, what's why are we going through this situation? Which religion is the truth? Where can I find the truth?
Right.
All right, and then like the brother was saying, was the Great Awakening, which was especially when the apostles took the truth to the internet, took it to YouTube. That's
How did you find out?
I found out actually through the brother, because we was actually coming in and looking to these the red pill, and then we went on to
and then
finding the elites, the wickedness, what they were doing,
and then
and whatnot.
Like first started out with the red pill, getting all that, kind of like escaping that feminist mindset, whatever.
All that
right.
comes from the Bible,
Yeah,
too, the whole foundation of the word.
That's
yeah,
right.
And then we kind of started getting deeper, with Chronicles of Judah and stuff, with him going on to all these, the elites, and, all the, witchcraft they be doing and shit.
Yeah, I heard about his videos.
Yeah.
I don't watch them though.
Yeah, and then one day, and then, kept on going to that, Christianity, you're trying to see, like, what I'm saying, like, you might find, like, a good pastor, you might be good at, reading the Bible, like, to some extent. And then, one day, like, I was just in my room, man, for, like, 2 days, man, just trying to find, like, the name, like, what's the true name? You know what I'm saying? Cause,
So that was a debate that you heard about the name?
Huh?
Or was that a debate you heard online?
Oh, yeah,
or you were just interested in, like, I don't think this is the right name.
Yeah, it's kind of like a debate. Like, I went to, like, YouTube comments.
Yeah.
And then, people say, oh, no, like, this name is, it's Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yes.
It's Yahweh. Yeah.
That's what I first learned.
That's what I first learned, too.
Abbreviation, Yah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I was just kind of going through that, and then one day, I came across GMS. One day, like one comment said, nah, man, his name, because like some dude was teaching, oh no, his name's Yahshua or Yahushua or some shit. And then one day, like, I was going in the comments, he said, nah, man, his name's Yahushua. So I looked that name up, and then basically, and then I found GMS, and then went from there. And then I remember Chronicles of Judah, he doesn't say Yahushua, but he knows that's his true name, because I remember one time he said, basically, he says Christ all the time and Jesus, but one time he said, oh nah, man, his true name is Yahushua, but I just be saying Jesus so no one gets confused. Yeah, so
yeah, you can't do that, by the way. That's not proper to do that.
Exactly.
If you're representing the Lord, you got to say his actual name. The dudes do that online so they can include everybody so they can get more views.
Right.
Well, you're not a servant of the Lord if you're doing that. I don't care how much truth you're saying. You're not a servant.
Could I give
of
an
the Lord.
analogy? I'm gonna give it just quick. Imagine me and this brother want to do business together. We don't know each other, and let's say that I have a client, right? For lack of a better term, and I'm supposed to be representing my client, and I want to do business with this individual. And he goes to inquire some details. What's his name, right? And I go and I represent my client poorly. I say, well, we can't get it. I'm going to turn this man off. If I don't give him the necessary information so we can form a relationship, then it's dead out of the water from the start. So like the brother said, we're supposed to be representing the Lord, which we're ambassadors. If you got the Spirit, you're an ambassador. You represent the Lord. You're supposed to represent him according to his wishes, not according to your own. So you can't withhold certain things in order for that relationship to be established. What's the relationship? Bringing Israel back to their heritage again. And that's all founded upon that one essential fundamental, which is the name. You leaving the most important thing out, you're going to fail, and those that you are speaking to are going to fail.
That's like you hiding up that napkin. I mean, the token in the napkin.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, because the Lord, he finds a way to build you up into the faith. He gives you like the right ideologies until you get into, okay, this is the name, like the brother said. When he first learned the name, that was the first thing he learned from the truth. you know, the name. You
Yeah.
know, what is the true name?
Yeah, and then to keep on going on, Chronicle of Judah, you know, when I heard him say that name, like I looked it up on Google, I put the Y at the end instead of the I, because you know what I'm saying, like SHY. And then basically, of course, the corrected